Okay, it's a Wednesday morning. I'm in Montreal. There's a massive freight train running just beside me. That's probably what you can hear. The reason I'm doing a lot more vlogs and hitting the road and sort of sharing some of my thoughts is I actually take some of the cues from what I actually see in the real world. Everyone's talking about, everyone's talking about AI and automation and the destruction of the economy and how we're all going to lose our jobs. I look at things like this train that's happening right here next to me, and I'm starting to realize that, the future's not that easy to do. These train systems aren't going to suddenly not have drivers. They're not suddenly going to change to be fully automated overnight. Over the next 20 years, definitely things will change. And sure, there'll be a shock to the system, but the people that drive these trains today will be the logistics supervisors that come in and do this work in the future to make sure that multiple trains can do what they need to do. I think there's a lot of pop futurism, and this vlog's as much about me saying, hey, this is why I'm vlogging, and it's also equally about pop futurism. Hey, I love dreaming about the future. I love storytelling, design fiction, experiential futures, being really able to inspire people. I also like to be super real. I don't think people are as real as they need to be. I see some people walking on stage, talk for half an hour, and I don't think they actually say too much. I spend about 100 hours or so doing research for each of my keynotes. So my keynotes are pretty heavy. There's about 120 slides in each. Everything, quotes and studies and videos and how people are changing the world. The big questions that I ask, it's like, why are we even doing any of this? I don't think enough people actually ask those questions. I think there's a lot of fluff. I think there's a lot of shine. I think we need to get real. I think even the most senior executives that are at a country retreat, enjoying each other's companies and planning the future, need to see something with a little bit more substance and a little bit more depth than just this pop futurism that I see. However, I do love pop futurism in a way. It's kind of why I got into this. Back in 1978, I read a book called The Osborne Book of the Future. That's kind of pop futurism. So it does have a role, it does have a place. I just think that more people that get FaceTime with thousands of people every year need to say something with a little bit more depth and ask some harder questions. Maybe work a little harder. That's what I try and do. And sometimes working harder can burn you out like it did in 2017. This year in 2018, things are a lot better. I've made a lot better choices about traveling, who I speak to, whatever. I'm still speaking to the same amount of people. I'm just doing about half the amount of engagements and gigs. I'm making a documentary right now on smart drugs and performance, and that's been hugely life-changing for me. So yeah, this is Montreal. I'm off to get some breakfast. It's a beautiful day here. I'm super excited. I'm going to be speaking to a very large tech company later on about artificial intelligence, but I'm going to be talking about how the hell you do it and what some of the biggest companies in the world are doing to create the platforms that are going to change our entire lives. People like Uber, people like Google and their platforms, and what they're doing to help us really, create a friction-free life.